So, last week, we had a murder mystery that ended up making no sense.
Yes, we know. We all saw it.
But did you realize that if the program changed who the murderer was mid-flow because La-An was just too good a detective, why would it have created a hollow Spock from the very beginning and get him to poison Sonny Lupino before La-An even figured out who the original murderer was supposed to be?
Because you're not supposed to look at the plot too closely?
The whole point of a murder mystery is the fun you have trying to figure out who done it. But here, the murderer ended up being outside of the story and therefore had no motive nor any actual reason to go on a killing spree. It's an even worse mystery than glass onions.
So, shall we take a look at the latest adventure?
It better be a good one.
Well, the crew finally go to a strange new world.
About damn time.
Valia 9, a planet with an alien civilization, the McCluck, who have granted Enterprise permission to excavate an ancient site.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
And we've got everyone on board for this mission,
including the new junior nurse, Gamble.
Oh, I've got a bad feeling about what's going to happen to him.
And you wouldn't be wrong to worry, Gigi, but we're getting slightly ahead of ourselves. Roger Corby's back, getting the Enterprise to help him excavate an ancient archaeological find on a planet just outside Federation space. And of course, after the excitement of the discovery and the size of the building that's been unearthed, you have to get down to the grim reality that you always have to be really careful when exploring an ancient site. Something Gamble didn't heed.
That was pretty damn gruesome.
And in we step into a weird mystery, with our heroes trapped inside and some sinister shit going on the Enterprise.
Malevolent beings of pure energy. Not the first time we've encountered one of those in the Star Trek universe.
Oh, true, but there were no member berries in this story. No harking back of nostalgia instead of focusing on the plot. Well, aside from the characters.
That's totally unavoidable at this stage, McCluck, but what I mean is, we had no Trillane wannabes, no parodies of past series, no anachronism, just an original adventure.
Haven't had one of those in a while. Well, aside from the Gorn cameos.
Yeah, okay, well, to be honest, I have no idea what to make of those. Do the Gorn inherit memories from their parents? That's so much more fantasy than science fiction, Commander. You can't inherit memories, because memories are stored through complex neural connections, not DNA. What, the species could? Well, I suppose anything's possible. But sci-fi gives way to fantasy.
So anyway, it seems Captain Patel's memories are not her own for reasons. When I saw the Gorn hatchling trying to come out of that sphere, I thought Spock was only seeing telepathically some scary memory of his, not an actual trapped Gorn.
We've no idea what he saw means, truth be told.
But if it was a trapped Gorn, does that mean Gorn can see time in different ways? Like when the one who possessed Gamble knew things about people he couldn't possibly have known?
We've no answers, but I certainly hope not.
Except the fight between Gamble and Patel certainly suggests there's a Gorn link in there.
And that's the one thing that concerns me. What are they going to do with that?
Well, there's a hint that the story will continue by the end, with the entity Scotty trapped in the transporter's pattern buffer somehow affecting the computer. But you can't leave something in the buffer for too long anyway. And Bigger had to get his daughter out from time to time. They should have just killed the thing.
Something they might end up regretting.
Speaking of regret, Gamble's dead by the end, right? And he spends most of the episode being treated in sickbay. And we're not even sure who beamed back up was Gamble to begin with. Exactly. So why did his log at the start of the episode have the ominous, "After today, I know my life will never be the same again"? The dude was gonna die, and he couldn't have known that was gonna happen.
It didn't make sense, and that even made us think he would survive this ordeal, which he didn't.
Which is a horrendous way for the writers to cheat.
Unless he'll somehow come back to life next week.
How? He's dead. And Benga even ends the episode telling the bad news to his family.
I don't know. Maybe through the mystery rooms they discovered on the planet? I mean, it's hard to think they'll just walk away from all that. The story's definitely not over, but until we know for sure, the log entry is the worst part of this episode.
Followed by the possible Gorn connection.
Followed by that, yes. Now, the ancient monument itself didn't make much sense, but anything dealing with a temporal mishap of sorts will be hard to get to grasp with.
Another annoying part for me was the reversal of cause and effect. Okay, I can get behind it in a way, and it can be a fun concept, except Spock suddenly has a wound, then it disappears, then he hurts himself and the wound reappears. Would it have made more sense if this mysterious wound only disappeared after he hurt himself? I mean, if cause and effect was reversed and all.
Yeah, that was a bit messy. Same with Spock assuring Chapel to trust him because what he was saying was science, but it wasn't.
It was at best a supposition, which ended up being right. But considering the last few episodes we've had to endure, this is finally an adventure we truly enjoyed. It was well crafted, mysterious, scary, and sinister. And we lost a red shirt. True, that doesn't happen nearly as often as it will do on the Crux command. So, despite some small niggling issues and that weird connection with the Gorn which isn't explained, it's safe to say that this is the best episode this season. And so awarding Through the Lens of Time 3 paws. Do let us know what you thought in the comments. And if you like what we do, and how we do it, and you feel you'd like to help us out,
Please consider joining our Patreon.
as long as you can afford it, of course, we'll leave a link to it in the description and pinned comment. See you all next time. And until then, live long. And in space, no one can hear you scream. And in we step into a weird mystery